All right. Hello, 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 hello. Let's get started today. As promised, we're going to be doing a review of some basic concepts that were covered before, but we're going to review them. And this time we're going to be using the turtle module because I know some of you love the turtle module in Python. So let's get cracking. And also today we're going to use Trinket, trinket.io, because Trinket is free. So trinket.io. Go ahead. And when you get on over to trinket.io, you're going to sign in with your Gmail. Okay, sign in with your Gmail. You're gonna have multiple options. Sign in with Gmail. Once you're in with the Gmail, you're gonna see your Gmail address up at the far right beside the sign out. That's where you're gonna go to access your old content files, such as I have here, as well as you can click this button here, the big blue button. You drop it down, and we always select Python. Okay, but for some of you, maybe you started the code before, so you're going to go ahead and you're going to click on your name, your email address. You're going to go to My Trinkets if you want to access your previous code. If you're starting from scratch, you're going to go to New Python. Okay, so New Python is going to get you over to this screen that looks like that. Or you can also create from your drop down, New, under your name, drop down, New Trinket. You're going to select Python. It's going to get you to the same spot. Now I want to go ahead, if I want to open something that I had before, just for demonstration. You're going to click on your Gmail address, or you can go My Trinkets. Wherever you see My Trinket, you can click on My Trinket. To access My Trinket again, you right here, My Trinket, under your Gmail address, My Trinket. Okay, so we're gonna access My Trinket, and just to show you what My Trinket looks like, so I'm gonna open this one up here. Cool turtle code. So if you were working on something, you'll be able to open it up, and then you'll be able to run it, and it would do a bunch of stuff. And also, not just run it, you could come and then you can update it a little bit, right? So that's that small demonstration. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this, and we're going to create a brand new trinket. New trinket, Python. I'm going to name it turtle. Call it turtle basics. Yeah, I call it turtle basics because we're going to cover the basics, some of the basic concepts. For some of the folks that are watching this for the first time, you can still catch up and you can still learn, but I'm targeting some of the kids that have done Python phase 1, and they're doing a review of all the basic concepts. But don't worry, if you're new to Python, just pause the video, take your time, you'll get this, okay? So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to use a couple modules or toolboxes. We're going to use the turtle toolbox module. We're going to use the random, so we could use some of the cool function like random choice, randint, etc. Okay, so import turtle, import random. If you need to pause the video to type, pause the video. Then the next thing we're going to do, we're going to create our turtle. My favorite turtle name is Jack. Love that name, Jack. So we're going to call him Jack. There's no reason that I like that name. It's just, that's my favorite turtle name. If I had a turtle, I'll call it Jack. And that's our turtle name variable. And inside Jack, we're going to create an instance of turtle. So we're going to do lowercase turtle, turtle, capital T, dot, capital turtle. That's just going to give us an instance of turtle. call Jack. And then we're gonna review list. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and create a color list. And comments, as you know, comments are very important because comments help others to know what your code is doing, and it reminds you of what your code is doing as well. So that's why we like to do comments in our code. So this is going to say color list, or you can say creating a color list. Anything. Comments are ignored by the computer upon the interpreter, upon execution. So when your code runs, the computer is just going to ignore that and execute the code. Okay, so we're going to call our color, let's call it CLOUR, color list. Okay, call it whatever you want. But your color list, when it comes time to use your list, you got to make sure you're using the right name. And inside, to create a list, we always have to use the square bracket. One to open, one to close. Whatever we open, we got to close the door. And then inside, we're going to use the parenthesis, either double quotes or single quotes. I think most of the kids like to use single quotes because it's easier to type. So we're going to create a bunch of color. Let's give it a few colors. I'm going to go with red. And because it's a string, it's in the parenthesis. Not the parenthesis, I mean single quotes or double quotes and then followed by a comma. So that's the syntax. Open with a square bracket and close your strings in quotes. Each element or item in your list should have a comma or be followed by a comma, have a comma to separate them. So I'm going to call it red, green, yellow, green, yellow, purple, and I'll add one more color. So what's another color? Let's see, aqua. AQUA. Let's see if aqua works. So that's my color list there. Open, close. Each element or item separated by a comma. Strings are in quotation mark. If these were not strings and they were numbers, integers, or float with a decimal point, we wouldn't need to put them in quotes. Now we're going to review functions. Okay, so we're going to create a bunch of functions that are going to draw shapes for us depending on what we select. So let's say function, our first function is going to draw a pentagon. Yes. And the first thing we need when we're going to define a function, listen, define a function is the def keyword. Def. And let's try to make it clear. What are we creating? What's the function going to do? It's going to draw a pentagon. Pentagon. Yes, open and close because it takes no parameters, right? So we're not going to pass it anything. We're just going to call our function with, nothing. At the end, after the open and close parenthesis, we're going to put the colon. So that's a dot on top of the dot. Press enter. You should see the indentation. Indentations are very important, so do not delete the indentation. Typically, it's 4 spaces. So if you accidentally delete the indentation, I accidentally delete the indentation, you can come up here, you can press enter again. Backspace, you accidentally delete the indentation, press the space bar 4 times. 1, 2, 3. Back again. Okay, back it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Typically it's 4 spaces, but I'm not using the real Python, so let's see if this works. Actually, let's just go here and back it up. Okay, so typically 4 spaces if you're using real Python. So my turtle name, we're going to select the color. What color are we going to use for our pentagon? So my turtle name, and we're going to use the module color. And we're going to call random. Now we're going to use the random module, random dot choice. And we're going to select a random choice from our color list. COLOUR list. And then this name here, what are we selecting? My list is called a color list. Your list could be different. Whatever you called your list variable, that's what you want to put right here. Okay. So once you do that, now we're going to draw our shape. How many sides does a pentagon have? A pentagon has how many sides? 5 sides. So that means we're going to repeat a set of code 5 times to draw the pentagon. So right away, you know we're going to use I said 5 times, repeat. That sounds, repeat tells you it's going to loop, right? So repeat is a loop, but because it's 5 times, you know that it's a counting loop. There's 2 types of loop in Python, the while loop and the counting loop. 5 times mean we're going to count, so the for loop. Okay, and the syntax is for I in range 5. What are we going to do 5 times? We are going to go forward 100 pixels. Okay, and then we are going to turn right, or you can turn left, it doesn't matter, 72 degrees. So 100 pixel, turn 72 degrees. And that's it. This should draw your pentagon shape. So I'm going to go ahead and save the code. It's always important, hit the save, blue save button. And then now that we save the code, we want to run the code. And if I'm going too fast, you need to stop the video, pause the video, slow it down, do whatever you have to do, but make sure your code looks like this. Hopefully I didn't make any error. Oh, of course I did. Oh, look at that. The error is, let's take a look at the error together. The error says, no module named random. Okay, what do you think the error is? What did I do? What did I do? That's right. It's not random, it's random. So let's go ahead and run it. Aha. That looks good. No errors. Nice. So I'm going to go ahead and save it. Now notice that when I run it, why didn't I get any output? So I didn't get any error, but I didn't get any output over here. Do you know why? Can you guess why? That's right. I created the function, but I didn't call the function. So let's go ahead and call the function. We're going to call the function. To call the function, we're going to call it by name. Our function name, this is my function name. If you call your function pentagon or something else, you got to call your function name. So to call a function, we use the function name, open and close parenthesis, reviewing functions here. We covered list, we cover variable, now we're covering function. So now when I run this code, voila. And there you see it selected aqua, the random color from my list. And what do you think is going to happen if I run this again? Is it going to use the same color, or is it going to select another random color because I am asking using random choice? What do you think? That's right. I don't know. Maybe it select a random color, but maybe the random color is aqua again. Let's run this code. All right, so this time it's purple, and if I run it again, it's purple. So see, could be the same color twice. Run it again, and it is yellow. All right, so we're going to stop the video right here, and then we're going to continue with part 2, where we're going to add more shapes and review the basic concept of Python. So if you want to learn more, Review the basic concepts. Watch part 2. See ya.